All right, we're here today and we're going to deliver as promised, because when we left off on our last podcast last week, we promised that we would deliver to you information about how to take action on data center protests or learning more information, right? And how to go about it properly and legally.
Being an activist in your own town if you don't want data centers.
Exactly. And Holly last week implied that it's a grassroots kind of thing. And she's here to tell us about how Monterey Park?
Monterey Park outside of Los Angeles.
Yeah, what they did and how they pushed the data center out of their community. So let's just lead off right away with that, because I know you did a lot of digging. And do you want to talk about that first, maybe?
Let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
So Monterey Park really is somewhat setting the standard of saying no to an AI data center being built in their community. What it basically, like Lisa said, is it's a grassroots mobilization, public awareness, campaigns, and ultimately a permanent ban. So they pulled all those things together to fight city council, which I'm seeing all these council people throughout the country, they want the data centers. And some of them, they're voting for it, and there's nothing their village or city can do.
Is that because it's a revenue maker?
And they say it's a revenue maker.
They say that, but it's actually...
Well, it's interesting to see the facts on that because, yes, they come in and they provide construction jobs. But a lot of these people that are building the data centers are not even from the area.
No, because they're just coming in for a one-shot deal to do that, because they don't really need anybody, one or two people maybe inside the data center to look at it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then
watch it,
they turn it on, and there's probably some caretakers after it's running, and they monitor it. And I'm sure they have a few employees, but it's really not doing anything positive for these areas besides that. And it just, the negative...
As far as job growth.
Yeah,
yes. But it's taking over football fields for one data center of land, and two jobs, maybe 2-3 jobs. Well, let's see, if you have to have 24 coverage, 2 people at the same time.
Yeah, maybe a little security.
Yeah, security.
So
security, sure.
The Monterey Park Center was going to be 250,000 square feet, which is really hard to imagine. You figure if your house is 2,000 square feet, that's 10 plus houses. And that one is actually pretty small in comparison to what they're building now. So it takes a lot of work. So the initial opposition and moratorium that was set in Monterey Park was in January of 2026. The city council faced strong pushback from residents over proposal from the HMC Capital, that's the shell company or whatever you want to call it, that was building this massive data center near homes and a park. So the concerns were power grid strain, rising utility costs, noise pollution, and environmental impacts. It impacts so much of a community that I don't know. I don't know how people would want to vote for it. Now, we have a situation in our own backyard in Grayslake, which I just read something on Patch, which is our local little newspaper.
Yeah, I just saw that too. It just came across this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, about what's going national...
Well, it's moving forward. That's what I read. Legal challenge grows as Grayslake moves ahead with massive data center project. Construction is underway near Peterson Road, even as residents pursue court action over the village's approval. So this is an example of a village that's approved it for purely monetary means, obviously.
But all that, where is this? What are they getting? What are they getting? Are they getting $5 billion? Like what?
I don't know. That's the part that's so mysterious.
Yeah, well, or is it just lining the pockets of the council people?
Probably.
Well, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be mysterious. It should all be laid out.
Right. It should be transparent on who's getting what and how it's going to benefit the community. And there's no benefits that are coming forward. The development is part of a T5 data center planned campus that could span hundreds of acres in the northwestern suburb of Illinois, Lake County. The project has also drawn legal challenges from opponents who argue the village's approval process and zoning decisions did not adequately address environmental and infrastructure impacts. So the village is fighting it, but the board voted for it. So I don't know how it stands and where it goes, and if they can just move along and start developing the property. And here is a little synopsis on how the Grayslake data center was approved.
Okay.
Number 1, a developer proposed and submitted T5 data centers. An Atlanta-based company proposed a large data center campus along Peterson Road between Allegheny Road and Route 83. I'm sorry. There was an 8-month approval process between September 2024 and May 2025. Well, during that process, I bet it was all secret and nobody knew about it.
They're already moving ahead with it this quick. See, this is what we've been talking about.
Yes.
How it all seems to be undercover, and it happens so fast, and nobody really knows about it because it's rush. Continue on.
So that was a year ago in May that it looked like everything was approved. This includes...
Wait, it was approved back then, and now the residents are just taking action? When did they find out about it?
See, that's the thing. It was an 8-month approval process between September 2024 and May 2025. So during that process, was the public notified, or was this all behind the scenes signing off on the proposal?
I wonder if it was just one of those big signs out there and going public hearing, or maybe, this land, for sale, or public notice. You see those, and people are just so involved. And frankly, we're also involved in trying to keep out the crazy lately, that you're just like, oh, what's that? Well, I don't know. I don't have time to think about that. I'm just trying to survive.
Right.
And so it just kind of goes by in a blur, because everything is a blur.
That's why everybody needs to pay attention now to all these signs. If you see a sign on a huge piece of land that was farmland forever, or open land, or whatever, you find out what it's for, whether it's a housing development or a data center, because the plans could have already been approved overnight, or, between the approving process. They said there was multiple plan commission hearings and multiple village board hearings. Well, that's all it says. Were the constituents involved? Did they know about this? Or were they just doing these little hearings? Because I can't imagine, with the protests that they have now, that people were informed.
Right. Because how come all of a sudden, I guess it takes a while to organize pushback sometimes, especially if there are so many other things going on.
Right.
So maybe it takes a while, and programs like ours, we're trying to spread the word. Other programs, I've seen some coverage on TV about it, but TV doesn't have time to go into depth. I've seen the most coverage I've read is from independent reporters and independent media,
right?
And they're the ones sounding the alarms and just saying, well, "What are we doing? What's going on?" But a lot of people, they may not listen.
They're busy in their lives until it's too late, and that's what we're talking about here. It's too late. Number 3, zoning and site development approvals were granted in May of 2025.
So a year.
The village granted all required zoning approvals a year ago. All site development approvals. This allowed the campus to proceed without needing additional zoning actions.
Everybody in Grayslake and the council, they gave the okay. They had to have a majority vote.
Right.
Okay,
right.
Go on.
Building permits will still be required for each structure. So pretty much everything's been approved for this project, which that's what they said. Oh. It's all been approved. So now the citizens of Grayslake and Lake County and other neighboring villages and cities
we will be affected.
We will be affected. We're probably 8-10 miles away.
Oh, no,
closer.
Because of the air pollution and the water pollution. The noise pollution probably won't get us, but it's going to disturb all of the animals, because there are a lot of horse farms around there, a lot of other animals, chickens,
of open lands.
A lot of open lands. The residents are going to hear it because the din is quite loud.
Oh, horrible. And it's also going to affect...
the wetlands.
The wetlands, our power grid. So they're going to suck power from probably us. And where are they going to get all the water? Lake Michigan?
Yeah, probably.
Because of the amount of water these things use.
Yeah. And then where the water goes after it's being filtered through all this that's where the water pollution comes from, because it comes into contact with all of these chips and things that have been treated.
Metal and
Yeah.
hardware and
That have been treated with
chemicals.
Remember in the Bay Area, remember when we lived in California, a lot of people in the Bay Area, because of the chip manufacturing, they have come down with cancer because of the chip manufacturing there. I know my dear friend, Michael, he died from pancreatic cancer, and he lived in Burlingame and Hillside and those other nicer areas, and San Francisco. He lived there almost all of his life, except for when he lived here in Illinois. And he got pancreatic cancer at the age of 50. So, he was exposed to a lot of that, the runoff from the chips. So, and a lot of people in the Bay Area too. So anyway, that's a side note, but I find I think it's related. And the stuff that they use to clean the chips is what they were implicating.
Oh, okay.
To keep the chips clean because they can't have any dust, which is why you see
so they're constantly
the workers
being
wearing
filtered like hazmat suits.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how this works in a data center, but I do know that if the water is passing through to cool the operations, it's coming into contact with something. And there's got to be a reason why they're talking about the water pollution, like in Tennessee, why those people are getting sick because of And so I'm thinking of those wetlands up there off of, I guess it'd be 137. Well, 137 is Peterson. Route 137, Peterson. Yeah.
Wetlands. And where is the water? Where's the dirty water going?
That's what I'm saying. It's going into the wetlands?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just distribute it out the back door of these big processing plants?
All good questions.
Yeah. Well, the reason we're focusing on Grayslake is because a lot of our listeners are local, and this is something they should be very much aware of. Unfortunately, you could be driving down Peterson Road, you could probably already see the development. And
I'm going to go look.
Yeah. I go down there a lot. I take that route a lot to Grayslake. So anyways, that's what we were talking about. But Monterey Park is the new standard benchmark of how they were successful, because they jumped on it and they were able to, in their city and village. So every city and village throughout the country is going to be different.
Yeah, level of awareness. And it sounds like these people were more aware of it for some reason.
Yeah. And they pulled it together. Community unity, residents, unions, and environmental groups joined forces, cultural outreach, clear messaging focused on environmental, economic, and quality of life concerns, and a legal caution. The council avoided immediate outright bans to prevent lawsuits. What does that mean?
Wait, say that again.
It says the council avoided immediate outright bans to prevent lawsuits. Does that mean the city council?
I'm not sure what that means in the context of what the council said you can't.
Legal caution. It says legal caution. The council avoided immediate outright bans to prevent lawsuits. We have to dissect that. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. There's a lot in that sentence. Yeah.
And then there was a moratorium. The moratorium gave time to build public support. So
that's it.
That's the whole key to it. They announced they're going to build this, and then they allowed the citizens of that city to figure out, do they want this? Do they not want it? Versus 7 council members who said, yes, sign it off. We want the money. Boom, go.
I wonder if that has something to do with state and local law. It could have something to do with state and local law in California. Maybe it's like, oh no, before a decision moves forward, you have to give a certain amount of time for examination.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm speculating here. Maybe that gave them time to further delve into what is this really? What are the what are the precautions that we need to take, or why would we want this, or what are we going to get out of it?
Exactly. And they informed the constituents or the residents of that town what was happening, saying, we'd like to hear from you. Maybe it was a little more open and transparent versus what happened in Grayslake.
That just sounds really shady.
I know.
And we don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about it really even to say that. But from this limited information, and let's face it, it's probably been purposely limited. So just because we want to come in, a private equity company owns, whatever or something, just go there.
Yeah.
And just going forward, just so I don't forget to say this is not just because, dear listener, a not in my backyard thing. This is not just a NIMBY to us, okay? Just because this is going to affect Lake Bluff. Yes, it is. It's going to affect Lake Forest. Yes, it is. Libertyville. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Grayslake. This air pollution, there's already a company, frankly, in that area that is being sued. It is not a data center. And it's going to be huge. So I guess I'm more aware of it because of that. But we really actually care. I mean, I can speak for Holly in this. We care that this doesn't happen nationwide. We care that it doesn't happen in your backyard. This is not just a local pushback. This is a national pushback from us. That's coming from us. That's why we want to learn about it. We want to learn what we don't know. And we want to impart what we do know so that maybe you can think about it more and you can delve into it more yourself and educate yourself. Sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox, but I feel really exercised about this. I feel this is something that has been underreported,
yes,
and overlooked.
Right. And now it's become almost a state of emergency.
Yeah. And you know what? Frankly, I'm really old and it's probably, not going to affect me that much. So this is a matter of, I don't have kids.
Right.
I have relatives, but I don't have kids. You guys, you have kids, you have other family. You ought to give a crap.
Right.
So
there is so much information out there. It's mind-boggling on what to pick up on. I was reading one article about some farmlands with cows. Ever since a data center was built near a cattle farm, the cows have not been able to give birth.
There you go.
I can't tell you where I read it. I can't give you the facts. But if you just start Googling things like this, you'll see all kinds of proof in the pudding that this is a bad thing. And of course, I'm a huge fan of Erin Brockovich. Who isn't?
Now, she's on this, isn't she?
She's totally on board. She has a website now, Brockovich AI Data Center Reporting, and you can go on her
.com.
Yes, if you just Google that, it'll come right up.
Okay.
And she is trying to get the message out on all fronts. So she produced a map of. Well, there's so many data centers now.
Oh my God, we're doomed.
We're doomed. And particularly one thing she was focused on is the drought. So many of these areas where they're being built, it's already a drought area.
Mm-hmm.
And with our weather, that it's been so unpredictable the last 10 years at least, there's been so many droughts. And who gets the water? The data center or the people that live there?
See, and that's the thing, because they're going to say, oh, well, you're going to get brownouts if you don't do this.
Right.
Yeah. Because you're sucking all of our energy. We're going to get a brownout, which means we can't turn on our AC and it's hot and that drains it further, but you're going to get the energy because you're the priority.
Right.
Because we got to run the data center because the data center is running your phone, probably, your water reclamation district, your electricity, what am I missing here? I mean, I'm a newbie here to this. I'm just trying to figure this out.
A good question.
Yeah. And
I don't even know what it's running.
You guys better preserve your water. You better not drink too much water. You better take shorter showers. Kind of like what we had to do in California.
I remember
a lot.
That. Yes.
I mean, if it's brown, flush it down.
Yes.
If it's yellow, it's mellow.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
I mean,
and
I think you know where we're going with that
3-minute shower. Wash off, rinse, and
That's
out.
That's right. 3-minute shower. And I had to learn to tolerate my husband's tinkle, and he had to learn to tolerate mine.
Right.
And it wasn't great.
No.
When you're taking a lot of B vitamins, especially.
Oh, yeah.
It's smelly tinkle.
Yeah.
Okay? But this is what you do when you're in a drought. And if our water is being sucked in to take care of these data centers, while it's simultaneously polluting us and impairing in a negative way our lifestyle and our life and our health, I'm looking for the win-win here. And I'm not seeing it.
I totally agree. And I'm so nervous to go out there. And we live on beautiful Lake Michigan.
I know.
To see that the water levels go down. That would just frighten me to death. Because I did see something about how long would it take to drain Lake Michigan. And it was some kind of study, but
we had a couple of drought years. Remember when we weren't getting much? And in fact, I'll tell you something I know personally to relate to that.
Okay.
When we had those drought years, my nephew, and actually my niece and my nephew-in-law, they own the ferry systems up in Door County.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And because Michigan and up was, in Green Bay, with all those interconnecting lakes and estuaries and areas was so low, in order for the ferries to work, they had to dredge out, spend an enormous amount of money to dredge out that whole area so the ferries could go back and forth.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Then when the water level came up and we had year after year of rain, and we're getting a lot this year.
Right.
But then it was okay. But then it was like they had to rebuild the docks. They had, But if you get it continuously being drained out of Lake Michigan,
right,
that'll affect. And then we get a drought year or a couple of drought years. That's a problem. Not just for my family up there, but for all of us.
For everybody. Well, that leads me to last week when we were talking about Lake Tahoe. And
oh, yeah.
They've had drought years, and I've been up there where the piers are all the way out, and it's just ground. It's like there's no water. And I don't know where they're going to get the water to run that data center in Nevada. If they're going to pull it out of the lake. Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, they get the snowpack, okay? They get snowpack
right.
from, and if you get a drought up north, like you get a drought through the Rockies, we're not going to get that flow from, I think it comes from through the Colorado River, I think. I'm pretty sure. I should remember all this better, and that's where you get it, and that's where you fill the reservoirs. And of course, Lake Tahoe, I thought, is fed by a spring, and that's why it's so beautiful and crystal clear. I thought that was fed differently. But of course, if they're going to suck it out of Lake Tahoe somehow.
Well, I read another article about Utah. Last ski season, remember, they got hardly any snow.
Yeah, it was a terrible year.
And they're building quite a few data centers in the Salt Lake area.
Oh, God.
And
Salt Lake is even losing water.
That's what they're concerned about, is because they are in a drought, a severe drought out there, based on the snowpack.
Yeah.
And the data centers going up. How they're going to feed the water into that. It's just, there's going to be big problems everywhere.
Just like my dad said in the 1970s, he said to me, water wars, Lisa, you're going to have to deal with that, and I won't. I'm so sorry you're going to have to go through that. I told you that last week.
Yes. It's like that was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
That he knew, he had a premonition.
Well, educated guess, premonition. It was based on knowledge.
No,
I mean, he was a meteorologist in the Navy. So he has...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so he keeps up on stuff. My whole family is very sort of ecologically minded. So I guess it just naturally, I absorbed stuff. But he was definitely educated on it. But look, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. What the hell is going on?
Yeah. So anyway, so they are, where were you going with it? So Erin Brockovich, now, do we need to contact her, or can we contact her website to find out more information? I would imagine.
You can contact her website to find out more information. She also has an Instagram that I follow.
Oh,
and she posts all the time on it. That's how I initially got to her website.
Let's see. Let me look that up right now.
Okay.
And so we can pass that information on right now. So does it say, I know how to spell ERIN.
And then
BROCK, I think. Oh, there, Brockovich.
And the funny thing is,
The Real Erin Brock, consumer advocate and more. Okay, I'm going to follow _real_ Erin, ERIN _ Brockovich, BROCKOVICH. Okay, go on.
she looks amazing. When I saw a couple pictures of her, I'm like, oh my gosh, when was that movie? It was like 40 years ago, practically.
She does look good.
And
well, she's made enough money to get work done.
Yeah, but she doesn't look like she's
She's just
old.
like haggard, and she's like pulled or stretched.
Right. No, and I thought, oh my God, she's at it. I mean, maybe this.
I love when we just turn into all of a sudden girls who are like looking at things.
Right. Well, she does. That was one of my favorite movies. So I can't.
Powerful movie.
And we were both California citizens then,
and we knew
we lived there. Yeah.
And I remember that whole thing going on, covering those stories actually to a degree.
Right.
Because PG&E.
Right, PG&E. And they just thought everybody's dumb in this town and we're just going to take advantage of them all.
Well, they did. And
and that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The AI centers are moving in overnight, building their structure, and then it's too late.
And then it's going to be Erin Brockovich and every other lawyer who's an environmental lawyer. Or you don't even have to be. You just have to work it, baby.
Right. And the whole cancer thing.
Well, here's the deal. Saturday, July 18th. I don't know if you're going to get to this, but at 1 o'clock, the Lake County Greens, which I don't know where they are hosting a rally at Millennium Court in Grayslake.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and this is to support the National Day of Protest against AI data centers.
Wait, July 18th?
Yes.
What time is it?
1 p.m.
Okay.
The Lake County Greens, that's where it's being held. And I don't know where that is, but it says at Millennium Court in Grayslake, so you could just figure that out.
Grayslake's a small town.
Yeah, in support of National Day of Protest against AI data centers, Saturday, July 18th. So that would be 2 weeks from the 4th of July. Yeah,
Correct.
4 and 7, 11, 11 and 7, 18. Okay, yeah. It says, if you're concerned about, I'm reading this from patch.com. This just popped up right before you came over this morning.
Great.
We're recording this on a Sunday morning.
Great info.
If you're concerned about the T5 data center or the future of our communities, come stand with your neighbors. It says, together we can show that Lake County residents care about protecting our environment and quality of life. Oh, it says right here, Millennium Court, 267, County A27. That must be County Road or something, Grayslake. Saturday, July 18th, 1 p.m. And it says, stop data centers in Lake County. And it says, Grayslake residents say no to T5. The problem here is, though, it sounds like it's too late with what you're telling me.
So I think I would like to go to that. And I'd like to ask some of the residents, now, are they building it? Are they not building it? Or where do you guys stand? Can you put a hold on it? I don't know.
One of us should go and get some tape.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I'm going to put it in my book. I'm going to go.
All you have to do is use your voice memo on your phone. Be sure it's recording.
Okay.
And tell them who you are.
Yeah.
And what who you're with,
Yes.
And
independent on the road.
That's right.
I'm the independent podcast, Ladies Who Question, want some answers.
Intrepid reporter.
Yes.
HolliCaulfield. Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that anyways.
I know you have. This is a perfect assignment for you, my cub.
Oh, my first field assignment.
Yeah. And just think, the most important one we could have. Right. And then it says, let me just look at the rest of this. We invite all residents of Grayslake and surrounding communities who oppose able to make it to plan in making, join us in making our voices heard. We also invite any groups that are likewise organizing against this data center to reach out to us if you're interested in co-hosting or speaking at the event. Ooh, Holly, this could be your chance.
Well, I can come up with some questions, maybe.
Yes, you could. Well, as an intrepid cub reporter, that is your job. Stay strong, folks. In time, we will win. It just seems like it's
doomed, but
maybe they're trying to have more than one. I mean, one is too many because it's already going to poison us.
Right.
You mentioned that your daughter wants to come on and talk about some of the positive aspects of the data center.
She does.
I am open to hearing that because I always like to hear both sides of an argument. Mm-hmm. If it's going to move me to see the positive aspects, great.
Yeah.
That will make me feel better, I guess. I don't know. My gut tells me that this is still dangerous and scary and horrible.
Right.
But I'm open to intelligent argument and opposition and
a debate.
Yeah, so let's bring her on. Maybe we can do that next week.
Okay.
I mean, if she has time and you have time, I'd love to do it.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
And there's nothing wrong with balance. That's what this is supposed to be about, is balance.
Right.
I'm hard-pressed to find balance on this one. I'm telling you.
Well, there's so many unanswered questions. And
it seems shady, as we said earlier.
Right.
Like shysters moving in to just make a buck.
Right. Make a buck and turn us into a non-human society of non-thinkers.
Well, yeah, and that goes to the AI because this is largely doing. And I got into, I'm just going to talk about this. I mean, I have to say, and I limit it, and I'm actually cutting back on it big time. Have I shown you some of the dogs talking to each other, the AI dogs?
No, but you told me about it.
Okay, and I have to say, they really entertain me. I really love them, and they do nothing but say positive things, and I think they breed humanity for dogs. I mean, they breed good feelings and understanding about animals and dogs, and then there's this other crazy AI thing I listen to. So that's for me is the positive of that AI, because it makes them, I'm anthropomorphizing them just like the people are who are creating that, but there's this I don't know where it's coming from. I think Japan, because it looks sort of like it. It's all these cats and raccoons and geese and dogs on a bus dressed in crazy outfits, and the cat or the raccoon or whoever's driving the bus, and all the windows are open and their ears are flying, and someone's having a Slurpee and someone's eating a pie, and insane. They're all on this bus, and whoever's driving the bus is very aggressive with the shifting, and it cracks me up because it's so ornate in its detail of what's going on.
Picture this.
And I watch it and I go, oh my God. And I thought, no, stop it. But I look at that and I hate myself for it because I know this is AI. Animators could create this. Mm-hmm. And actually, to a degree, I mean, I don't think you could see a fishbowl balanced on top of the head of a dog or a cat or a duck or a raccoon or a goose, which is what they have. No, that's not going to happen. But animators could do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, they did it with, 101 Dalmatians, right. Everything else, Lady and the Tramp. But I look at it and then I go, oh. And so I got into this sort of to-do back and forth. And I realized after about 2 exchanges, I went, this is a bot. Mm-hmm. This is a bot coming after me because I was saying I hate myself for loving this and I'm going to stop watching them.
Right.
Because that feeds the AI data beast. And of course, now the bot starts coming at me.
Oh, yeah.
And then I realized I went, this is AI language. So I could recognize that it was that sort of that flat AI language just because I've been studying that. I've been purposely studying, what is that AI language? You're going to try to identify it. And I've been reading articles about how to identify it. And I realized I went, you piece of you-know-what. I'm blocking you, you bitch. Boom. And I just blocked it. And I thought, I looked into its account and it's going after anybody who puts up any kind of an argument, says anything negative about AI. It's got this same flat language and it's going after all these people.
Brainwash.
Yeah. But in a very, not an attack mode, but like, oh, I'm level-headed, but I'm showing you this, and I want you to just read this and agree with me. It was very spooky, brainwash type language, and I just kept like, no. The more I tracked it down, the angrier I became. Now I'm not going to watch this stuff because I'm not going to feed the beast. I can find other ways to be entertained.
Well, the sad thing is, all the children get addicted to those things.
Well, of course. And my brain, the child in me was getting addicted to that.
Oh, no, I can understand that. And there's certain things I like watching. And I'm like, wait a minute, don't watch this.
I'm not going to feed the
more you
beast.
watch, the more you get into it. So just stop.
Yeah. And I'm not going to take your suggestions either, AI. Screw you. I can write better than you because then I read articles about how AI is making a lot of grammatical errors. Because I remember when it's trying to feed me stuff and going, that's not right. That's not right.
Sense. Yeah.
I mean, I make my own grammatical errors, but yours are worse, AI. So up yours.
Yeah.
X out.
So try to get off those habits if you can.
Anyway, I think I've gone on long enough. Did you get in what you needed to get in?
Yeah.
Okay. And I get so worked up about this.
I know. I do too.
We got good downloads on our one last week. So other people, I think, care about this. I think other people are listening, are curious, or maybe it's the bots listening going, this is who we're going to attack.
Right. We're going to be attacked by these bots on our
That's right.
Instagram.
So Saturday, July 18th, 1 p.m., the Lake County Greens, a rally at Millennium Court in Grayslake. Grayslake residents trying to say, and frankly, all of us, because the air pollution and the water pollution is going to affect you too, say no to T5, the data center. Stop data centers in Lake County. So it sounds like that maybe there are more planned than just this one. And
good.
We had some pretty nice farmland around here. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of it's been taken over with a lot of ticky-tacky housing and stuff and other things. But let's save what we still have.
Yes.
We got to look down the road.
Yeah. I agree, and spread the word.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening too.
Follow us on Instagram and follow Erin Brockovich.
Okay.
Do you want to give that website, that Erin Brockovich website again, if you can find that?
Yes. It is Brockovich AI Data Center Reporting.
.com.
Okay.
So, yeah. Any other final words?
No. Just Have a good week.
Have a good week. And okay, we'll end on a high note. I don't even know exactly where it was, but I just saw it and I thought, okay, ducklings were rescued somewhere.
Oh.
A bunch of ducklings. I don't know if that balances out the ducks that were killed in the algae reflecting pool because of the poison algae and the hydrogen peroxide that was killed to kill it. But I did see another spot locally here in our area where a bunch of ducklings were rescued out of a sewage pipe. So, yay. Let's just try to feel good about small things where we can.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. Lisa and Holly are out.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisa Dominique, and also executive produced by holliCaulfield. Holly does research, and I do social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Ladies Who Question is on Instagram and Facebook. Give us a like and a follow if you would, and leave us your thoughts. You can also visit our website, LadiesWhoQuestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisa Dominique and Holly Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.